Hi everyone. Need a quick confirmation in the chat box regarding the sounds. Loud and clear? Yes. Good. Perfect. Then we are going to start the grade 11. Grade 11 accounting part. Accounting. Not the business studies. We are going to start grade 11 accounting part. Grade 11 chapter number 4, unit number 4, financial statements. If not the basic financial statements. Basic financial statements. If I walk you through the complete accounting process again, which is something that we studied in grade 10. First one, what will happen? There will be transaction and event. So for each transaction and event, source document is there. Source document. So everything for the first time, we are recording it in the prime entry books. Prime entry books. So we learn 6 types of prime entry books. 6. Cash book, bank book, petty cash book, sales journal, purchase journal, and the general journal. So in the prime entry book only, we will write the transaction for the first time. Then from the prime entry book, we move to the ledgers. Ledgers, where we have T accounts, ledgers. So here only we posted the double entry. But there are certain books which is acting as a ledger also. So if you take cash book, bank book, petty cash book, these 3 books are acting as 2 things. One is as a prime entry book and as well as a ledger also. Then we took the closing balances of ledgers. Using the closing balances, we prepared the trial balance. Using the closing balances, we prepared the trial balance. And we learn in this process sometimes that you could have done certain mistakes, errors. How to correct those errors? How to correct errors also we learn. When you are running in this process, there can be some errors. Now we have come to the last step. After the trial balance, what is the last step, my dear students? What is the last step? So we have done all these things. Transactions, source documents, prime entry books, ledger, T accounts, double entries, blah, 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 blah. Then trial balance. Now only we are going to prepare the financial statements. So for O-level level, you will be learning 2 financial statements. One financial statement of profit or loss. So from this statement, from this statement, we can find company income, expense, profits. So from the statement of profit or loss, lamai, from the statement of profit or loss, what we will find? From statement of profit or loss, we will find how much income is there for the period, how much expenses are there for the period, simply how much profit or losses are there for the period. That is statement of profit or loss. And second statement, statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. Can anyone tell me now from the profit or loss statement? If not, we'll call it as income statement also. Income statement. Profit or loss statement, another name. Income statement. So from the income statement, we are finding how much income is there, how much expense is there, simply how much profit or loss are there from the profit or loss statement, if not from the income statement. Statement of financial position එකෙන් මොකද්ද හොයාගන්නේ? What is the understanding that we will get when you look at the statement of financial position? මොන understanding එකක්ද දෙන්නේ? What understanding you will get, people? Any idea? Any idea? What understanding? Good. We will get the idea of how much assets are there, how much liability is there. Super. Certain students are giving me the correct answer. Very good. How much equity is there? Equity. Again, owner's portion. Then people, you will be studying two statements in O levels. මොකද්ද? එකක් statement of profit or loss, if not the income statement. Another one, statement of financial position. We will call it as balance sheet. Balance sheet. So from the statement of profit or loss, income statement taking අපි හොයාගන්නවා how much income, how much expenses, how much profit or loss is there. Second one is balance sheet. Balance sheet. Statement of financial position. Position of asset, position of liability, position of equity. In simple terms, balance of asset, how much assets are there? Balance of liability, how much liabilities are there? How much equity? Balance of equity, how much owner's portion is there? ඒක තමයි අපි හොයාගන්න දෙවැනි එක, which is statement of financial position, which is the balance sheet. So in this chapter, in simple terms, do you know what are we going to learn? How to prepare මේ දෙක. එච්චරයි. How to prepare the income statement, how to prepare the balance sheet, how to prepare the statement of profit or loss, how to prepare the statement of financial position. That's what we are going to learn. Simple as that. Without any further delays, let's jump to the chapter. ටියුට් එකට 5. ළමයි ගන්න ටියුට් එක ගන්න ළමයි. Give me a second, people. Okay. So write it here, people. Input, past transaction and events. Input, past transactions and events. Process first prime entry books, then ledgers, closing balance of ledgers, then trial balance, correction of errors. So once you are done with all these things, then people, as output, we will get the financial statements. O-level financial statements, statement of profit or loss, in other words, income statement, statement of financial position, statement of financial position, balance sheet. and adjustments. Here, correction of errors and adjustments. Adjustments කියලා තියන්න. Write down this paper. I got 2 Ds. D එක අමතක කරන්න එපා. Every week remind කරන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. D. Good. Good. So let's move to the first one, people. We'll go to the income statement. In income statement, we are going to learn how to calculate this gross profit. So I'll just give you a rough understanding about the income statement. හොඳට බලන්න. Income statement කියන්නේ ළමයි very simple. You will have income, you will have expense. Income minus expense, what is that, people? ළමයි කියන්න. Income minus expense, what is that? ළමයි කියන්න. Income minus expense, that is your profit or loss. It can be loss sometimes. So this is a simple income statement. This is a very simple, very basic income statement. Very basic income statement. Okay. So we are going to learn how to expand items godak dala. We are going to put lot of items inside that, and we are going to prepare comprehensive one, a proper income statement. So O level you will be studying up to a certain extent. A level you will be studying much more advanced. Then in higher education you will study properly. So I'll just show it for you. In companies they prepare these things. So let me show you. Dialogue, annual report. In companies they do prepare income statements, but the terms are little different. Later on you will be studying comprehensive income කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ අපි. Here. So this is the income statement of Dialogue. Revenue is there. And other cost, there is something called gross profits, distribution cost, admin cost, other income, profit or loss for the period, profit or loss for the year. Here, profit or loss for the year. So this is, I'm just showing you for you to know, in companies also they do prepare income statements. අපි ඒකේ basic structure එකක් තමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න. Because it's a PLC, Dhiren. It's a PLC, public limited company. They are running the business by using the money of the public. අපේ සල්ලි අරගෙන. We individuals have given money. I also have given money to Dialogue. I am one of the shareholders of Dialogue, one of the owners of Dialogue. So they have to show all those information to us. Okay. That's what accounting. Accounting is a process of providing the business information for the users to make decisions. So they have given the business information for us. So by looking at that information, we can take decisions. Transparency should be there. හංගගෙන වැඩ කරන්න බෑ එහෙම. Okay. So now let's get into the real structure of the income statement, people. Generally, if I take the income statement, I will split it into 2 parts. Okay. Make a first part එක කියලා කඩනවා, make a second part එක කියලා කඩනවා. First part you will have whatever the sales that you are doing. From that you have to deduct the cost of the items that you sold. Now we'll assume my business is selling these watches. My business is selling these watches. Then for the sales, money that I am getting by selling these watches. Okay. So for me to sell these watches, I have to buy it. There is a cost. Cost for these watches. Cost of the watches. Cost of watches. A cost එක අඩු කරන්න. So here we are getting a profit. But that's not the final profit of the business. We will call it as gross profits. Because why I am telling it is not the final profit, people. When you are running a business, the cost of the watches is the only cost you have? Tell me. Cost of the watches, is it the only cost you have when you are running the business? No. Not only the cost of the badu. You will have salary. You will have water. You will have electricity. You will have internet. So likewise, lot of other expenses are also there. So likewise, traveling, lot of other expenses are there. So those expenses second part එකට වැටෙන්නේ. First part එකට වැටෙන්නේ මොනවද ළමයි? Very simple. බඩු විකුණපු සල්ලි, බඩු වල cost එක. Cost of the badu that you are selling, how much income that you are generating by selling the badu. That's it. Whatever the salary, water, electricity, depreciation, interest expense, ඔක්කොම එන්නේ second part එකට. So now we are not going to learn the second part. Now we are going to learn only the first part. We are going to learn only the first part. First part එක විතරයි අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න. Okay. So same thing, detailed version only they have given here. Same thing, detailed version only they have given. Sales minus the cost of the badu that we are selling, cost of sales, gross profits. Below this is just the first part. මේකට අපි කියනවා trading part එක කියලා. Later I will teach you trading part. There is another part also, second part. So not here. That part we will learn later. First we'll learn the first part of the income statement. First half. උඩ භාග. යට භාගෙ පස්සේ. Okay. So let's get that learning from the question itself. From this question itself. Following information is given for the business of Tisara for the accounting period ended 31st December 20XX. They're asking us to calculate the gross profits. So gross profit is the profit that you are getting from the first part or from the entire income statement. Tell me, people. Gross profit is the profit that you are getting from the first part or from the entire income statement. කියන්න ළමයි. කියන්න. First part එකකින් එන profit එක විතරද entire income statement. Here see, gross profit is the profit. Gross profit is the profit that we are getting from the first part. Entire income statement එකේ එන profit එක මොකක්ද කියලා මම තාම කියලා දුන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකට කියනවා වෙන නම. There is another name. We'll call it as net profit කියලා. ඒක පස්සේ. Now we are going to learn the profit that you are getting from the first part of the income statement. උඩ කෑල්ල. උඩ භාගයෙන් එන profit එක. යට ටික පස්සේ බලමු. Okay. So here, any income statement as per the Sri Lanka standards, people, any income statement, you have to start with the sales. When I'm working with පටන් ගන්න බෑ. That's the standard sales. Standards you will learn in accounting. A-level accounting you will study in A-level accounting. So we have to follow the accounting standards when we are doing accounts. Any income statement must start with sales. Sales, sales. Okay. So we'll start with the sales people. I'll do it here. You write question number 1 කියලා ඔයාගේ පොතේ ලියා ගන්න answers ටික. මෙහෙම ගත්තා. මෙහෙම ගැව්වා. ඉරක්. මෙහෙම ඉරක් ගැව්වා. මෙහෙම ඉරක් ගැව්වා. හරිද? Sales 168,000. Okay. 168,000. From this, we have to minus the cost of sales. That means cost of the items that you sold. How to calculate it? Listen carefully, people. Listen carefully. Listen. When I am starting the year, I had some watches, opening inventory. Okay. 10,000 worth watches I had. During the year, I purchased some watches. Purchased. 200,000 worth watches I purchased. Then people, you tell me, when I'm starting the year, I had 10,000 worth watches. During the year, I purchased 200,000 worth watches. In total, how much worth watches I should have ideally? In total, how much worth watches I should have? Come on. In total, how much worth watches I should have? 210,000. Okay. But end of the year, closing, no? Closing. End. Closing means end. End of the year, the inventory, the stock inventory that I have, only 50,000. Ayyo, look prashna. Ideally, 210,000 worth watches should be there in my stock. But 50,000 worth watches tamai tiyenne. What happened to this 160,000 worth watches? What happened to this 160,000 worth watches? Super. One student got the answer. What happened to this 160,000 worth watches? Nothing has happened. I have sold it. So this is the cost of the watches that I sold. 160,000 worth watches I have sold it. Now we learned. Now this is the logical explanation. Huh? Based on this, we'll construct a formula to calculate the cost of sales. Cost of sales means cost of the badu that you sold. Cost of the badu that you sold. Everyone tell me how to find it. Opening inventory plus the purchase minus the closing inventory. Opening inventory plus ayyo adigiya. Opening inventory plus purchase minus closing inventory. We'll apply the numbers again. Opening inventory 10,000. Purchase 200,000. You should have 210,000 worth items. But only 50,000 worth items are there. What happened to 160,000 worth items? 160,000 worth items you sold. 160,000 worth items you sold. Now there is a but P. But. චූටි බට් එකක් තියෙනවද? හොඳට අහගන්න. එතන චූටි බට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මොකක්ද ඒ බට් එක? මම කියන්නේ. This purchase is there no. This will change due to different reasons people. මේ cost එක වැඩි වෙනවා, අඩු වෙනවා. Different reasons are there. Okay. Generally, this purchase cost, one is the cost of the item purchased. And people sometimes, when you are calculating this, so we'll keep the watchers aside. I am making these tables. So one cost I will incur the cost of these tables. I am buying from maybe Morato and I am selling. So for me to buy each and every table, there is a cost. And when I am buying people, ඔය මේස ටික ලොරියට දාන්න සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවනේ. වැඩ කරන කට්ටිය කොල්ලෝ ටික. උන්ට පොඩි ගාණක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වැඩ කරන කොල්ලොන්ට චූටි ගාණක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. For those boys. මල්ලි එක්කෙනෙක්ට 1000 rupees දෙන්න බඩු ටික ලොරියට පටවන්න. I'll give you 1000 rupees per person. Load it to the lorry. Load it to the lorry. We will call it as what people? Anyone? You all have studied, no? You all have studied, no? Because this is not the first time you all are studying this, no? Load it to the lorry. We will call it as load-in expenses. Load-in expenses. Sometimes people, like, oh, lorry at them, mama. Lorry at them, mama. From Morato, they should bring it to Mount Lavinian. Lorry, Vature, Nemeni Duani. For the lorry, okay, for the lorry people, sometimes I might have to pump fuel. Okay. I might have to pump fuel. For the lorry driver, sometimes I will have to pay. So, to bring the tables from Morato to Mount Lavinia, to carry the tables from Morato to Mount Lavinia, uge location nekinda mage location ekata geenaka, to carry the tables from Morato to Mount Lavinia until he keeps in my showroom, to carry it, we will incur some expense. What is that expense? Eka thamai kiyanne carriage inwards. Carriage inwards. Our transportation cost, correct? Transportation cost. So all these things should be considered. All these things. So simple one, opening inventory plus purchase minus closing inventory. But purchase cost will change. Cost of the badu, cost of the loading, carriage inwards, badu transportation from that particular place to my company. Everything should be considered when you are doing a calculation. So again, everyone, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close it. Bahapamba. Tell me how to calculate the cost of sales. Tell me. Opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. Purchases you have cost of the item that you are purchasing. Carriage inwards. Loading expenses. Everything. Everything. Simple as that. Simply the cost that you will incur to get that Badu from that place to our place. Simple as that. One more time. Close your eyes. How to calculate the cost of sales? Opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. Purchases, cost of the Badu, loading charges, carriage inwards, transportation. HRI. As they got it. Open your eyes. Gana hada. Hari. ළමයි කියන්න cost of sales ඉස්සෙල්ලම ගන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? කියන්න. Cost of sales ඉස්සෙල්ලම ගන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? කියපම් බං. Cost of sales calculate කරන්න යන්නේ. ඉස්සෙල්ලම ගන්නේ මොකද්ද? Opening inventory. Opening inventory. I'll add another one more column. Opening inventory. 1st January. Yeah. 1st January. So, මෙතන small typo. Not closing stock. Make it as opening stock. Opening stock කරන්න ළමයි. Change it to opening stock. 15,000. Plus purchase. So purchase of the materials is there 75,000. Then loading expenses are there. Loading expense 8,500. Carriage inwards 9,500. So get me this total, people. 75,000, 10,000, 18,000, 83,000, 93,000 ළමයි. මෙතන 75,000, 8,500, 9,500, 93,000. Carriage inwards means the cost that you are incurring to carry the stock from one place to another place. That means to get the items into your company. From your supplier's place to get the items into your company, the cost that you are incurring, we'll call it as carriage inwards. Badu gena eme kuli. Badu gain atanin metanta gain the cost that you are incurring. That is what carriage is. Okay. So from this, deduct the closing inventory. Closing. Then people, you see, you had 15,000 worth Badu when you are starting. You are having another 93,000 worth Badu during the period you had that cost. Now with regarding the Badu, your total value is 108,000. Out of that, end of the month or end of the year, you have only 20,000 worth Badu. So what has happened to the 88,000 worth Badu people? 15,000 plus 93,000, 108. 108 minus 22, 88. So I'll write it here. I'm මෙතනින් ලියන්නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලාම. Here 15,000. Then here we had a 75, 8,500, 75, 8,500, 9,500, 8,500 and 9,500. So this total value is how much? 93,000. From that minus the closing inventory, 20,000. Then quickly calculate and tell me, people, the cost of sales. Taggala කැල් එක ගන්න බෑනේ ඕගොල්ලොන්ට ඒ ලෙවල් නෙමෙයිනේ කරන්නේ. Taggala calculate කළා කියන්න. Cost of the badu sold. Cost of the badu that you sold. How much is that? 103 plus 93, 115 plus 93 minus 20. අනේ ළමයෝ casting errors නම් කරන්න එපා. Don't make calculation errors. එල්ලනවා බාල්කේ. Don't do calculation errors. ගණන් හැදීමේ වරදි නම් කරන්න එපා පුතෝ. එල්ලනවා. එල්ලනවා බාල්කේ. How much is that? Cost of sales. Cost of sales. 88,000. Costly නමයි. Cost hinda api inside the brackets ලියමුවා. Because it is cost, we'll write inside the bracket. Profit kiyada profit. Profit kiyada ළමයි. How much is the profit? How much is the profit? 80,000. 80,000. What's the name? Kiyanda name maker. Kiyanda name maker. What is that name? Gross profit. Only first part. Now you have salary expenses, electricity expense, water expense, internet expense, marketing expense. Those expenses තාම අරන් නැහැ. Still we have not taken those expenses. Still we are in the first part of the income statement. First part. First part we will call it as trading part. Trading part. Trading part. So we got the profit of the first part, which is the gross profit. Gross profit. එච්චරයි. Done the lamai. Done the done. So write the heading, people. Make a ලස්සන්ට heading එකක් දාගන්නකෝ. Statement of profit or loss. මෙතන inside the bracket දාගන්න trading part. නැත්තම් trading account. එහෙම කියලා දාගන්න. Because we didn't do the complete one. Just the top part. Top layer. උඩ set එක විතරයි. යට set එක තාම බැලුවේ නැහැ. Do the question number 2, people. Let's do the question number 2. Let's do the question number 2. So ආය අපි යමුකෝ මෙතනට. I'll erase this. Again, people, small typo. Ganan gandepa. Opening. Opening. 15,000. Purchase, you have two types. Cash purchase, credit purchase, everything you have to take. Everything. Everything you have to take. 45 and 75 both. Cash, credit, everything you have to take. Then you have load in carriage, 6,000, 7,000. 6,000, 7,000. කියන්න ළමයි total එක 45,000, 75,000, 6,000, 7,000. ගන්න total එක 45,000, 75,000, 6,000, 7,000. කීයද 0, 0, 0, 10, 17, 23, 2, 6, 9. No, 75, no. Then 30. 30. Good. 133. Closing Badu. Closing Badu 18. Closing Badu 18. Okay. Ganda cost of sale එක ළමයි. Cost of sales. Cost of sales. How much? 130,000. 130,000. Oh, hello. 130,000. Quickly write down this format. Then we'll go to the vertical one. Got 1D. 1D. Others 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Another one. 7 only, 7. 7. Good. So, මෙතන ගහන්නම්කොම චූටියට. You do it nicely, yeah? Statement of profit or loss. Trading. Sales. In this question, people, you have 2 sales, huh? Credit sale, cash sale, everything you have to take. 80,000 plus 120,000. 200,000. Then cost of sales. Opening inventory. 15,000. Purchases. 45 plus 75 both are 45 plus 75 both. Then loading carriage. You write the full form, people. බාගෙට ලියන්න එපා මං ලියනවා වගේ. I am having these bad habits. So please, you don't get used to the bad habits. Huh? You write the full thing. Okay. 120. Loading 6. Carriage 7. 133. People, I'm just asking. Huh? So if you take this addition, මෙතන එනවනේ ඕගොල්ලොන්ට 148 එකක්. Does anyone knows what's the name that you are giving for 148? What's the name that you are giving for that 148? You had 15,000 worth Badu, another 133,000 worth items you purchased. Badu had for sale. Badu had for sale. එහෙම ලියන්න එපා. එහෙම ලියන්න එපා. Badu had for sale කියලා ලියන්න එපා. Okay. Stock had for sale, if not presented to sale. Anything, any word is okay, people. Okay? I'll give in simple terms. Huh? Those wordings are not an important thing. So don't think you have to write the exact term. Kela. Stock had to sell. From that, people, from that end of the year, closing inventory, you have only 18,000. Then what has happened to the 130,000 worth items? 130,000 worth items, you sold it. Cost of sales. If not cost of the sold items. Cost of the sold items, whatever. Gross profits. 70,000. Gross profits 70,000. So Here, people, now certain students might have questions. 148 minus 18,000 plus 130,000 is a plus 138,000. Tamai, but cost ni lamai. Cost in the inside the brackets. It is plus value tamai, but cost no. So that's why we are writing inside the brackets. Cost of the items that you sold. If you are done, let me know. Two Ds. I need another 5 Ds. Three 3Ds. 4, 5, 6. Another one more. Another one. Seven. Good. So we are done with that part. People, did you all study these chapters in your schools? Did you all study? Or not yet? Certain people, yes, certain people. Okay, fine, fine. Okay. Tusira, D stand for done, done. If you all are done, you have to let me know. If not, I will not know. No. Mama done nahe. If you didn't, so they will reply using the letter D. Okay. New to the class. Good. Now let's move to the second part, people. Second part. So again, let me draw the income statement basic one. You have sales. From the sales, if you deduct the cost of sales, you will get the gross profits. Gross profits. So this is the first part of the income statement. First part, which is the trading part. Then yamu anith part, second part. When you are running a business, as I told you people, you will not have only this cost of the watch. You will have salaries, you will have electricity, water, building rent, marketing expense. Likewise, lot of other expenses are there. Lot of other expenses are there. Okay. So we have to take those expenses. Not only that, lot of other income also there. When you are running a business, lot of other income also there, except for the selling of the watches. Except for the selling of the watches, තව income තියෙනවා businesses වලට. මගේ business එකේ except for selling of the watches, I will have other incomes. What are the other incomes? When I was explaining grade 10 accounting equation chapter, elements of the accounts, I explained all these things. I explained. Interest income. Interest income will be there. When I put money to the bank, I will get interest income. Dividend income is there. Dividend income. So what is this dividend income? When I invest in other companies, I will get a profit of the portion. Dividend. Dividend income will be there. Sometimes we will have an extra Yes, correct, Dire. Dividend per share into the number of shares that you have. Hari. What you are telling is correct. And not only that, sometimes people, I will have a extra building. My business is having extra building. I will give that building to rent for someone else. I will get some rent income. Rent income. So likewise, lot of other income will be there, people in businesses. Lot of other income will be there. So whatever the other incomes, not the watch selling main income. Watch selling is the main income. Main income is the first part. We finished it in the first part. Main income, we finished it in the first part. Second part, no, we are doing now. Other, lot of income will be there. Second part. Not only that, for the second part, oops. Still we are in the second part. Curly bracket within the second part. Okay. Lot of other expenses are also there. Expenses. Lot of other expenses are also there. Give me a few examples, people, for the expenses. So one expense, watch expense we took. First of the watches we took. You are not allowed. We took the first part. Cost of the watches we took it in the first part. You are not allowed to take that. Give me other expenses. Few other expenses. Tell me. List down. Business now you think. What are the other expenses they will have? What are the other expenses? Electricity, water, tava salaries, internet bills. What else? What else? No, Shami. That one I'll come later. Your point is not connected here. I'll come to that part later. Okay. When you're running a business, what are the other expenses? Dire. ගෙදරට නෙමෙයි ළමයෝ business එකට කොයිද? Food expense, grocery expense. If they're cooking inside, then yes. Okay. Interest on the loans that you have taken. Marketing expenses. Delivery expenses. So a lot of expenses are there. All these expenses, listen up. In your O-level syllabus have separated into 4 categories. Discount dena hitapu kama. That is also expense. All these expenses in your syllabus, it is separated into 4 categories. What are those categories, people? What are those categories? Any idea? What are those categories? Yes. So, where is this? Wait. So, this is the first chapter that I discussed with you people. Pennanna. Here see. When you are doing a business, lot of other incomes are there. Sales is the main income. Rent income, interest income, dividend income. I have already taught these things. මතක නැහැ. Expenses. Here, I have given you certain other expenses. Salary expense, electricity expense, interest expense, insurance expense. Likewise, lot of other expenses are there. Okay. So all these expenses, we can classify into 4. What are the 4 categories? Listen up. One is distribution. මොකක්ද දන්නවද මේ distribution කියන්නේ? Any expense connected with delivering the item to the customer plus marketing and sales expenses. So under distribution expense, what are the things that you have to take, people? Any expense connected with the delivery of the item to the customer. To the customer. Any marketing expense. Sales expense will come under the distribution. Distribution. Next one. Next one, people, there is something called admin expenses. If not administration. Administration. නැත්තම් අපි easier admin expenses උත් කියනවා. Any expense connected with business administration. Administration. Like HR bugger. Okay. Finance bugger. Or procurement bugger. මුන්ට දෙන salaries ඔක්කොම. Office staff salaries. Internet bill of the office. Water bill of the office. Rent of the office building. ඔය ඔක්කොම ටික එන්නේ admin expenses වලට. Next one. Other expense. Other එකට මම එන්නම්. Next one, finance expense. I am giving in the order which is there in your syllabus. Finance expense only, people, you have interest on bank loan. Interest on bank loan. Bank charges. ඔන්න ඔය ටික තමයි finance. එහෙනම් other එකට මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ ළමයි? Other එකට මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? Any expense not included in distribution or administration or finance. Any expense which is not included in distribution or administration or finance will come to the other expense. Simple as that. All right. Now I am going to pick some examples. ඔයා කියන්න ඕනේ distribution the admin the other the finance the කියලා. හරිද? Write this question, people. Write this question everywhere. Identify correct type type of expense category. Question. Identify the correct type of expense category. පළවෙනි එක. Advertising. Tell me. ළමයි කියන්නේ. Advertising. Distribution the, admin the, other the, finance the. Distribution the, admin the, other the, just the letter is enough. D A O F. D A O F. I told you here. Any expense connected with the delivery of the item to the customer, marketing and sales, everything distribution. Super. ඔයා හරියට ලියන්න මම this කියලා විතරක් ලියන්නම්. I'll just write it as this. Okay. Salary of marketing and sales staff. Super. Again, it is connected with marketing and sales distribution. Admin එකට එහෙම දාලා වෙන්න එපා. එල්ලනවා බාල්කේ. Third one. Salary of HR procurement finance staff admin salary of these are administration staff salary ඔක්කොම යන්නේ admin එකට තමයි යන්නේ. Fourth one. Interest expense on bank loan. Interest expense on bank loan. Interest expense on bank loan, finance. Fifth one. Bank charges. Finance. So මේ දෙකට curly bracket එකක් දාලා ලියා ගන්න. These are only finance expenses in the OL syllabus. Generally, yeah, not always. Sometimes exemptions තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Generally, these are the finance expenses which is there in the O-level syllabus. Interest on bank loan or bank overdraft, bank OD. Interest on bank loan or bank OD and the bank charges. Next one. Sales commission. Distribution. Delivery vehicle fuel. Petrol ගන්න නැහැ නේ. ඔක ඩීසල් එක. නේද fuel කියලාම තියෙනවා. Distribution. Delivery vehicle any expense. Delivery vehicle any expense distribution. Distribution. Delivery vehicle any expense distribution. What else? Internet, water, electricity, stationery, building insurance, මොකක්ද කියන්න? Admin. Good. Delivery charges paid to a delivery partner. මේකට තමයි කියන්නේ අපි carriage outward කියලා. Distribution. Loss of stock, loss of cash because of කියන්නත් කලින් දීලා ඉවරයිනේ fire. Loss of cash because of fire. Distribution උත් නෙමෙයි, admin උත් නෙමෙයි, finance උත් නෙමෙයි. එහෙනම් මොකක්ද ඒක? Distribution උත් නෙමෙයිලු, admin උත් නෙමෙයිලු, finance උත් නෙමෙයිලු. ඔය තුනම නැත්තම් මොකද්ද? other. Cash stolen. Other. ඇතිනේ. Enough. Then people, everyone tell me second part එකට income statement එකේ second part එකට මොනවද ඔයා ගන්නෙ? One is other income and 4 types of expenses. Second part එකට මොනවද ගන්නෙ ළමයි? Everyone tell me. For the second part, what are you taking? One is other income, whatever the other income, and 4 types of expenses. Last one, cash stolen. Cash හොරකම් කළා. හොරෙක් ඇවිල්ලා සල්ලි අරගෙන ගියා. Other expense. So in total, people, in second part, how many main items are there? Main topics are there in the second part? Everyone tell me. In the second part, how many main topics are there? 5. One is other income, expenses, 4 types of expenses. What are the 4 types? Distribution, admin, other, finance. එතකොට ඔක්කොම පහක් තියෙනවා. So let me show you a small format, people. මේ තියෙන්නේ. මෙතන ගහන්නම්කො මං ඉරක්. Then you can see. So this is the first part. මේක තමයි first part. This is a format. This is the second part. So second part you have here, see, other income එකයි, distribution 2යි, admin 3යි, other expense 4යි, finance 5යි. In second part you have main 5 items. In second part, you have main 5 items. Colors. That's it. Done. Karamu the question 3 එක. ළමයි. ළමයි. Question 3. Bad debts. Bad debts. Bad debts means people, listen carefully. I'll explain that. Huh? Listen. Bad debts. This is Sunil. This is Vimal. Parna nam ne. Huh? Api alut nam kam. Alut nam ටිකක් ගමුකෝ. මෙතන ගමු අපි හැරි පොටර් කියලා. මෙතන රොන් වීස්ලි කියලා. හරිද? I made some sales. Sales to Harry Potter. Okay. 1 lakh. And Harry Potter gave me money. So we will call it as what sale, people? If Harry Potter gives me money at that time itself, we will call it as what sale? A cash sale. Harita. I did some sales to Ron also. Maybe 150,000 sales. But Bugger didn't give me money immediately. Bugger said, I will give you money in another 6 months. In another 6 months. ඕකට අපි කියන්නේ cash sale නෙමෙයි. මොකක්ද ඒකට කියන්නේ? ඕකට තමයි කියන්නේ ණයට sales කියලා. ණයට sales. ණයට sales. Not ණයට sales. Tell me the proper term. කියන්න. කියන්න ළමයි. Tell me the proper term for ණයට sales. ඕක තමයි කියන්නේ credit sales කියලා. Credit sales. Okay. Now this bugger, Ron, this fellow have to give me 150,000. All of a sudden disappeared. Not in the country. Harida. Bugger is not in the country. Has gone to some other country. Not picking my calls also. Bugger has blocked me in Facebook, WhatsApp, in every place. He has blocked me. Not reachable. Can't get this money. Cannot get this money from the receivable or from the customer. කන්න හරි. අක්මර්. හරියටම කිව්වා. ඒක තමයි කරේ. දුන්න ෂොට් එක මට. හරි නේද? That 150 Harry Potter vanished in. මොකද්ද? Wingardium Leviosa. Huh? So 150,000 ඉවරයි. ඉවරයි. So it's a bad thing for me. We will call that 150,000 people the money where you can't recover from the receivables. The money that you can't recover from your credit customers. Credit customers, another name receivable, no? We learn, no? When we are learning the accounting equation. ඕකට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ bad debt expense. Debt එක bad. Irrecoverable debt කියලාත් කියනවා. Cannot recover. Who තමයි. No money. Money gone. අපරාධ සල්ලි. නේද? We'll call it as bad debt expense. The money where you can't get from the credit customers because maybe bug has died. මැරුණු මිනිහාගේ සල්ලි ගන්න බෑනේ බා. No, no. So special name is given for that. The special name, if you can't get the money, yeah, what you are telling is something similar to that, but there is a special name. We will specially categorize them as bad debt. Cash fraud means cash stolen means ඇතුළට ඇවිල්ලා සල්ලි ටික උස්සගෙන යනවා. මොකද ඒ වගේ වැඩක් තමයි කරේ. Bug has done something similar to that. But we will give the correct word for that. We will call it as bad debt. Aparadi salli. Bad debts people, we are taking it under the distribution expense. Because it is something connected with the customer people. Because it is connected with the customer, we will take it under the distribution expense. Bad debt is coming under the distribution expense. Distribution vehicles depreciation, we will be learning depreciation later on people, but this is an expense connected with the distribution vehicle, so it is distribution. Promotional expense, again promoting, marketing expense, distribution. Stationery, admin. Salesperson salary distribution, salesperson distribution. HR, finance, procurement, admin innawun thamai admin expense. Insurance, admin. Interest on bank loan, finance. Bank charges, finance. Electricity, admin. Rent, admin. Discount given people, again connected with the customers. So another one, I'll write it here. Expenses connected with delivery to the customer, marketing, sales, and expenses connected with the customers. Expenses connected with the customers, like bad debts, discount giving to the customers. So it is also distribution expense. Losses from cash fraud, other. That's it. So let's do a quick recap of what we did today, people. Quick recap. Income statement එක කැඩුවා කෑලි දෙකකට. පළවෙනි එකේ මොකද්ද තිබ්බේ? sales තිබ්බා. sales වලින් cost of sales අඩු කරා හොයාගත්ත GP එක. Yes. So how to find the cost of sales? We learn people, opening plus purchase minus closing. Purchase people, cost of the item purchase, loading charges, carriage inwards. Second part එකට ළමයි main items කීයක් එනවද කියන්න? Second part එකට main items කීයක් එනවද? Second part එකට 5 main items එනවා. What are the second part එකට එන main items? Other income, expenses, 4 types. What are the 4 types? This, admin, other, finance. Take a second part. So how to prepare the second part and income statement, we will be learning next week. Okay. So now you can see perfectly today what we learn is directly connected with the next week one. Then what you should do? You know. What we learn today directly connected with next week. අද කවුරු හරි පන්ති ඇවිල්ලා නැත්තම් ඌ ඉවරයි. අනාථ. Next week අනාථ. අනාථයි කියන්නේ wholesale අනාථ. So what you should do before attending next week class? කියන්න ළමයි. What you should do before attending next week's class? කියපම්බං. Revise. Revise and come. Understood? Clear? Clear Clear. Perfectly clear. Super. That's it for the day. Tata, bye. Jai. Welcome. Welcome, people. No problem.